Haley,
Hi.
what brings you here today?
Well, I don't really feel like I need to be here. My mom sent me here, and the only way that I'm going to be able to keep getting my Xanax prescription filled is if I see you. So
Okay.
that's why I'm here.
Okay, so your mom wanted you to come today because of
Mhm.
your Xanax. Can you tell me a little bit more about what's going on with the Xanax?
Well, my mom, she caught me, someone came to my house to, sell me some Xanax, and I'm prescribed Xanax, so she was like, why are you buying, why did you guys do a drug deal exchange when you're prescribed this? And
Okay.
I always end up running out of my prescription before it's,
So you're taking too much of the Xanax. You're taking more than what's prescribed to you.
I mean, barely, so it's not really that big of a deal.
But you're still resorting to buying it out in the street or a dealer because you're seeming to run out before the prescription runs out.
I mean, it's not like a dealer. It's like some friend of mine that I know that is also prescribed Xanax.
Okay.
That he doesn't take his, so he sells me his extra ones, so that way I can have more.
Okay. So your mom caught you and said that you needed to come in and talk to someone about it. She's worried that you're taking too much.
Yeah, and
Okay.
she told me that if I didn't, that she would call my doctor and tell my doctor. So I don't want that to happen.
Okay. So how much extra Xanax a week are you taking? Are you talking a couple extra pills a day or?
Maybe a couple extra, depending on when it is.
Okay. I'm trying to think, have you thought about calling the doctor and maybe seeing if you could tell him that maybe he needs to either up your dose?
I haven't tried that because I've tried that in the past, and he was not about upping my dose. So
Okay. Can I ask you another question? How long
Mhm.
have you been taking the Xanax for?
probably 2 years
2 years. And why are you taking it?
for anxiety.
Okay. Have you ever tried to not take the Xanax?
Oh yeah, it's hell.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I take it every day, so not taking it one day is very different.
So you definitely need your medicine. Okay, I'm trying to think. And you're here because your mom wants you to get some help. She thinks you have a problem, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, she's just worried that I'm gonna be that it's gonna keep getting worse or something.
So she's worried you might get addicted to it more and keep
Well, I
buying
mean,
extra
I don't know
pills.
who's prescribed this and not addicted to it. This stuff makes you feel a lot different if you don't take it. Even if
Right.
I were taking it as the doctor said, which is 1 to 2 a day as needed for anxiety.
Okay.
Even if I were just taking that amount, I feel like even if I didn't take it one day, it'd feel funny. You feel funny if you're taking a substance every day.
Okay, so let me understand. So your mom's not so, she understands why you're taking the Xanax, and she's okay with that. And she understands that you need it. What is upsetting her was that she saw you buy it, and obviously that your prescription isn't enough, and that she saw you buy it from another person.
Yeah.
And so now she's a little bit concerned that maybe you're overusing it or abusing it, maybe.
Yeah, and she doesn't necessarily believe my story. She doesn't believe that I told her it was the first time this had happened, that I lost a couple pills. She just doesn't really believe me anymore because it's happened a couple times. She's caught me a couple times.
Okay, so she's caught you lying about it before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so I feel bad for my mom because I don't want her to worry about me. Some days are worse than others. Some days I just feel like I need to take more, and some days I feel like I don't, but I always end up not having enough, and I can't go the couple days or the week that it is before I can get my prescription refilled.
Okay. Well, are you ever fearful that you might get caught buying the Xanax from someone else? I mean, you are aware that it's illegal, right?
I mean, someone comes to my house, and
Right.
it's not super sketchy. I'm not out on the street corner or waving money out of my car window. It happens in the privacy of my own home. So
Okay. Well, I'm just wondering, what if you were to get caught buying these? I mean, did you ever think about what that might look like?
Caught by who?
A police. Maybe the police are following this guy, or you have extra prescriptions in your car. I mean, you ever thought of what it might look like if you got caught with these extra pills on you?
I mean, couldn't I just say that I'm prescribed them? Like,
Well, if I'm
you
not
mean if I got caught in the act?
yeah, like if somebody, I mean, how well do you know this guy? Maybe he's not only dealing them to you, he could be dealing them to someone else. I guess, you say it's a friend, but if he's not taking them, you might not be the only one he's giving them to. And, if somebody else got caught, they might have to turn them in, and so they might be watching them. I'm just asking you, like, have you thought about that at all? What it might look like if you were to get caught?
No, I haven't really thought about it. Do you mind if I take a sip of your water? Where's it?
Here, let me grab this water.
I haven't really thought about that, I guess. I could have just grabbed mine, sorry. But I guess it would kind of look like, I mean, I've been in trouble with the law before for smoking pot, so
okay.
I feel like it'd be trouble, what it would look like.
So, why exactly are you here then, besides that your mom made you? Yay. Do you think you may be abusing it?
I mean, technically, according to the prescription, I am, but I feel like I could use more of it.
Okay. And obviously this is anti-anxiety medicine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm wondering, have you ever tried other things that might help with your anxiety?
I mean, I'm not really interested in getting off of the Xanax. I feel like I need it. I feel like I get really anxious without it. I feel like shit without it, and I don't want to even get out of bed.
Are you concerned at all that you're buying extra pills than what the doctor prescribed?
I mean, I don't want to keep having to do that because it makes me anxious, or even more anxious, like counting the pills and being like, oh my gosh, I don't have enough, and then like, trying, what if the guy I buy more from runs out, like God forbid I don't have any at all, then like I'll probably withdraw or, feel like shit, not be able to work.
Anxiety over the pills, counting the pills and worrying if you have enough or if you run out. Okay. Would you maybe be interested in learning some other ways that might help your anxiety? And so maybe we can get you where you're just taking the prescribed dose? Find some other relaxation techniques, or...
I mean, we could try it. I don't know how well it's going to work, but maybe just work on a tapering system to come down to what I'm actually prescribed.
When you run out and say it's time to take another pill, or how have you tried ever or anything to try to prolong it? Or do you just right away go and reach for the other pill? I guess what I'm saying is there might be some things we can do, like maybe some relaxation techniques, or we can ground you, or maybe
ground a bath. It sounds like a punishment.
Ground, yes, it does. No, I mean ground you back, like trying to get you back in the present, like find other ways so that you don't have to go and pop the pill. I mean, if the doctor's prescribing you this amount, then I think you should try to stick in the amount that he's prescribing you because he is a doctor.
Yeah,
I suppose
that makes sense.
Right. I wonder what do you think your doctor would say if you told him that you buy extra pills?
I think I'm fearful that he would cut me off of my dose.
Okay. What do you think he would say?
I feel like he would like accuse me of abusing him and like be like, we need to take you off of this because obviously it's a problem.
Okay. So with that, now how do you feel? If he's telling you that, how do you feel? Do you think you're abusing them?
I mean, maybe a little bit. I'd be interested in going back to my prescribed dose.
Okay. So what kind of things do you think we could do to try to keep you on just your prescribed dose? Because if you don't, and he were to find out, and he were to think that you had a problem, you'd have to get off of it completely.
Maybe. I mean, I'm hoping not, but I could see that happening. So, for what I feel like I could do, I don't know what would be a good way to take less, because I kind of feel funny when I take less. So maybe, like, what do you suggest?
Well, I'm not your psychiatrist who prescribed that for you. So that would be something I think that you should go and talk to him. But you had stated earlier that you did talk to him, and you had told him that you didn't feel that it was enough.
Yeah.
I know, however, that buying him off the street is not the right thing to do. Do you think, like I said, I mean, how do you feel about that? Like, look at now how...
I mean, I'm not buying him off the street. He comes to my house, but I
Right.
get where the concern is.
Right, because it's very addictive. And I'm trying to think, like, as far as I'm not your psychiatrist, but what do you think if you were to go to your psychiatrist and you were to tell him? Honestly, tell him that you just feel like it's not enough, and, you're always running out before the prescription refills. What do you think, how do you think he would respond?
I have no idea.
So you haven't actually told him that you've been running out. You've been taking it upon yourself.
I just told him I think I need to be prescribed more of a higher
And
dose.
he didn't think so.
No. He thought I was at a pretty high enough dose.
Okay.
I didn't express, though, that I've been running out or I feel anxious with the amount that he's been prescribing me.
Okay, so what can we do? Do you think we can maybe make an appointment with him?
Yeah.
How do you feel about if you were to make an appointment with him and let him know and be honest with him? And maybe he needs to reevaluate it. Like you said, maybe you're building up a resistance, and so you do need a little bit higher of a prescription.
Maybe I could do that. I'd be open to doing that, actually.
Okay. And how soon do you think maybe you might be able to get in?
I don't know. I could call today, though.
You could call today?
Mhm.
Okay. How do you feel about that? Is that something that,
I mean, it makes me anxious, but maybe if we practice, like, maybe what I could say, or, like, kind of help me prepare for that appointment, then maybe it'd make me feel better.
Okay. Well, let's pretend that I'm the doctor.
Okay.
And you just came in. And what would you say to me?
So I still feel really anxious with the dose that you're prescribing me. I know that last time I told you that I wanted to possibly get prescribed a higher dose, and you expressed that, I'm already on a high enough dose. But I still feel like the racing thoughts, the feeling of anxiety in my stomach and in my chest, and I don't feel like, if I try to take like a half or more or something, I feel like then I'm running out, and this cycle is not really working for me, and I want to know what we could do to help me ease my anxiety in this.
That's great. That's definitely a way to ask him. You summed it all up of how you're feeling. You were sincere. You let him know that it's not enough. How do you think he'll respond?
I have no idea.
Okay. How do you feel about going to him? I think that's a great start, to go directly to him. Because you might be getting these other pills when all along you could be getting it to your doctor who prescribed you.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like you didn't even try. I mean, one time on the phone, but if you go in there and really talk to him about what's going on, I'm sure he'll be able to help you.
You think so?
I think so, because you're being honest with them, and if it's not working, then he may need to reevaluate it. Like, I'm not your psychiatrist, so I can't go that road, but if you've been on it for 2 years, you might be building up a tolerance, and he might really need to reevaluate that. I can't tell you what he's going to say, but I can help you be prepared to what he might say.
Yeah.
Get you feeling better. If, he might say, no, I'm not going to change it. Well, what if he says, no, I'm not up in it anymore? Well, what are you going to do? How are you going to feel?
I don't know. I'm not going to feel good.
Right. And how do you feel about getting those extra pills those extra pills? What if he thinks that you are getting addictive to it?
I don't know.
Something that you might want to look into?
Maybe. I mean, depending on what he says.
Okay. I can help you.